What's up, YouTube? Today I'll be sharing a story of how we almost died in arguably the world's most dangerous border. Yeah, I'm talking about Kashmir, and to be more specific, the Pakistani side of Kashmir. But for sake of clarity, I will be referring to it as Azad Kashmir because that's what the Pakistanis call it. Take a look at this cool place. So where I was recording from was actually Pakistan, and the village you guys see across is India. Take a look at these clips. So the walls that you guys notice are actually built to protect soldiers firing upon each other, and it just shows to have the extent that violence can happen on this border and how it's really on edge at all times because it is still a disputed area. Anyways, I won't be getting into the politics of the region, even though somehow there's still going to be a war in the comments. Regardless, this story may not seem so dangerous when telling, but at the time it would put us all in a very panicked mood, so that's why I'm going to be sharing this with you guys. So most of my family originates from Kashmir, so we planned a trip through Kashmir to visit our extended family. But Kashmir isn't necessarily the safest place on earth. Not to say you shouldn't go, because it's so beautiful, but there can be landslides in the area, and occasionally there's some violence on the border as well. So we got on the road for Neelam Valley, which is a beautiful valley in Azad Kashmir. And all was going well until suddenly heavy rain started pouring down, and rain plus mountains almost always equals landslides. Now that's definitely not an ideal situation to be in a place like Kashmir, but we continued anyways, and eventually the rain got so bad we literally couldn't see a thing in front of us. And not to mention, the roads aren't necessarily safe either. With care, the roads won't be an issue, but since they have been pretty newly built recently. But one single mistake could be fatal because they are in the mountains, and a lot of times they're very narrow. So although our window suddenly stopped working, so when we tried closing the window, it just wouldn't bulge and we all got soaking wet. Eventually the rain got so bad that we were forced to stop at a small little coffee shop on the road and wait for the weather to calm down. But as we were waiting, cars which were coming from the valley stopped and yelled at us to turn around and drove off. Now, we all got confused as to why they would tell us to turn around, so we waited, and eventually we saw ambulances racing down the streets going the direction that we were headed for. Now, this put us in a situation of, what the hell is going on? So, we stopped some cars and we finally got some news. They told us a landslide came and cars plunged into the river, with families inside. Now, this made 95% of us want to turn back, because obviously it's dangerous to go ahead. But there's always that one guy who wants to throw himself and everyone in danger, so he convinced everyone to He convinced everyone to wait for more information. So we waited, and then a couple of cars came and said there was an incident, but it's been cleared and it's safe to go. That was all it took for the whole group to decide that we need to move forward. So when we eventually came to the dam, there was a whole bunch of cars, and we even saw one car completely totaled. But overall, after that, we really didn't face any problems and we enjoyed our trip. Just except for one incident that happened at nighttime. This.
एक लोकल आता एक मेरी भैन उन्हें है जी गड़ी दुपट्टे वाले शौरियां उन्होंने जी बची है मैं नहीं जानते बड़े होते हैं